Hey there and happy Monday. So I'm not sure what's like bugging with my screen here, but happy Monday, and it looks like that's too much face compared to what I'm used to. So I will be brief with that. I hope you had a good weekend. I went a couple hours away and had great fun with my childhood best friend. We've been friends for like a long time. Let's put it that way, almost 50 years. And so I put together some kits and I will be showcasing those. I'm not going to be putting them together. I think I put together 6 or 7 kits while we were together, and it just allowed us to visit and chat and have a good time. And as she was doing her crochet, she made some adorable, like chunky, cute little animals that she was working on, and I was doing my craft kit, so I will show you those with each video that I do this week too, just so you get an idea. And I'm also going to show you a quick fun fold. So sometimes Monday, especially after being gone, I've been playing catch up, so just easing into my videos because I would love to do videos like every day this week if possible, and so this will help me ease into that too by doing something quick and easy. So let me get my camera turned around here. Okay. As many times as I would love to have my desk a little bit enhanced as far as the space and everything, we'll see how that goes. Okay, so I will show the card here in just a little bit, but this is just my little spiel on the Painted Wishes kit. I started with this one because it is one of the longest kits that they've had marketing in the kits collection, and a lot of times you see this little thing. This is the piece, the insert that comes with the kit with the step-by-step instructions. I always say it's like a Lego kit for card makers, so it kind of tells you all the pieces you need and what you need to do as far as what types of embellishments, where to add them, what types of adhesives and all that kind of thing. And a lot of people have liked this. This is one of my #1 selling kits, as well as Stampin' Up. And like I said, Painted Wishes kits. For us here, the price point is $17 for the whole kit, and everything you need is in there. I did bring along a scissors. I used that a couple times for various kits. I didn't even need to use my adhesive because that is in there. The blocks are in there if there's stamps, and this particular kit does not need any stamps. So let me just show you. It makes 9 cards. So one of them, wishing the happiest birthday to you. I don't know if you can see, but the word on there, that's already done. You just punch those out, pop them up with dimensionals, which are included, and you can add the pretty trim and embellishments there that are included. And so all of that's there, but you can see this is like a foil writing. So there's 3 of these, and then 3 of these. Once again, the font there is just great and gorgeous because it's got a foil look to it, both the gold and the turquoise there. And then 3 of these too. And I think too, when people see these, they just automatically think like you have to stamp this on there. All of these are in multiple languages, so even if you have friends that are Dutch or German or French, you could actually make them a card too. And then the envelopes, I always brag about the envelopes. Elizabeth says it's hard to hear me today. Maybe I'll speak up, and I might actually be a little hoarse from just being tired too. So Pam, maybe you can answer me. Am I hard to hear, or I hope I'm okay with, I hope you can hear me, because that would not be any fun if you can't hear me. But anyway, I'll just finish chiming in about the kit. So beautiful envelopes that match all of the cards too, and that is the Painted Wishes kit. And I like to show those just because if you are going to be at an event, I can save these, because sometimes people will go, oh gosh, I want that kit. And if I know ahead of time, then I can prepare and have these ordered ahead and set aside for you so that you have them to be ready for you when you come. All right, so now for my quick and easy card. This is going to be showcasing the pretty papers from the beautiful Gallery 6x6 DSP. This is featured in the annual catalog, so it's been around since April, May of last year, and will be here hopefully through the end of May, or excuse me, end of April. We never know. And so what I did is I cut down various scenes from these, and I love offering choices. So some of the choices, yes, like was this and the bouquet. And kind of this reminded me of a vintage like winter postcard scene. And gosh, I think we used, yeah, this was a choice as well. This one too. So just fun choices. This is such a beautiful pack. People kind of go crazy over this. Oh, Pam, I am glad that you let me know. Thank you. So maybe I just need to stop wrestling around with the kit and get closer to to my phone as I record this too. And like I said, this will be a quick and easy one. So as you can see with those different 6x6 designs, depending on the design, I cut them all the same size, which is, I cut them down 3.5 by 4.75. So 3.5 by 4.75, but depending kind of on where the design went, like this, I would have cut, as you can see here, kind of this section of the 6x6. So then I had some nice strips and chunks cut around there. Now for this one, I wanted to include the cabin, so I would have cut my 3.5 by 4.75, you know, here. And for other ones like this one, I cut more on, this actually fell more on this side of that 6x6. So for each design, I kind of kept that in mind and cut accordingly. So it wasn't, if you're like wanting to do a variety like I offered, you'll have to pay close attention to where your focal point is that you'll want on your card. And since I have this one already as my design sample, I'm just going to set that here, and I'm going to work on this one for you today. So what I did is I'm going to start with my Mellow Moss base and just cut that in half, and I've got it scored for the nice fold. Then what I did is cut off 1 1/8 inch here of the Mellow Moss, and that's what gives us kind of that little edge off for the fun fold. Say that really fast. Okay, Elizabeth, I hope you can hear me better. I see that you're back on. And then with that strip that is then 5.5 inches long, I scored it at 3.5, like so. So that way everybody at my card class, when I do fun folds like this, then it's already pre-scored for them, so they don't have to guess where that's going to be. All right, so let me take this, and then this will be 3.75 by 5 inches for the early espresso that's going behind there. So some nice neutral tones here, and I chose colors that also would coordinate with many of the DSP designs in that 6x6 of the beautiful Gallery Designer Series paper. So let me just get my adhesive here. I'm going to put that down here. And as I tip this over, you guys, look at this. Isn't this beautiful? This kind of reminded me of something that my grandma had growing up in her sewing room. Just kind of, you could almost feel it felt like linen wallpaper on her wall. This is so pretty. So coming up this week, I'm going to be making a beautiful card with this side of this pattern too. So I wanted to give you a sneak peek of what's coming your way. All right, so I'm just going to do that, and then I'm going to set this aside. So did I say Mellow Moss? Oh my goodness, Mossy Meadow. See, I am tired today just after catching up. And I think even in my notes that I was packing for my class, a lot of times I like to write down things, and I just, I think I wrote down the wrong name for it too. So it is definitely Mossy Meadow, that dark green. So yes, thank you for catching that. Maybe I shouldn't have went live today, right? But that also tells you how long I've been a demonstrator, if I can like just at the drop of a hat, like recite old color names, right? That was a favorite for a long time, and it actually was around for a long time as well. Okay, so now I'm going to go in with the inside of this, and usually I save that for last, but I am going to do that because we kind of are going to build with that. So the images that I'm stamping with are from the Friendly Foliage bundle here. So I always like to show, let's see if I can. I'll see if I have it handy. Here we go. Because sometimes if I say a name, you guys won't get it, but they are all coming from the Friendly Foliage stamp set here, because this has such great sentiment. So that is where I'm taking that. I've been using this a lot to make cards lately. So the sentiments are from there, and I'm going to ink that up in Early Espresso. You're on my mind and in my heart. And yes, I actually have kind of stamped that off to the side a little bit on purpose, because this is going to be in here and I don't want that sticking out the edge. Even though it's going to be covered up, I don't want it too far. And also there's just enough room to add this little sprig. I want to say sprig of greenery, but do you still call it greenery when you stamp it in dark brown, right? Oh yeah, Darla, nothing exciting and new yet. Yeah, wouldn't that be fun if I had the know of what was like exciting and new coming up? I don't. All right, so now I can go ahead and get some adhesive on this and ready to put this in the inside of the card. And this is just its regular measurement of 4 by 5 1/4. But this is where we're going to sneak this little piece in here. And actually, I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on the smaller end of the strip. So what I like to do is take and just kind of set that as if I'm going to put it in there. And then just before I close it, then I'll sneak that in all the way up to where it's going to fold. So we have that there. Like so. That's why I kind of like to work on the inside first, because sometimes we get so into working on the front of the card and then you go to put the flap on and go, oh, I forgot to tuck it in that piece there. So I try and catch people when they're at my card classes too, like put this little piece in first. All right, and now we're ready to put this on, and as you can see, that's going to go here. So you can put adhesive all the way over here, but you don't want to put any adhesive on this back side, or it will stick to the inside of that card, and also it will close up the card to make it not able to open. So then I'm just going to put that on there, just kind of center it so that we have kind of another level. Looks like it's just a skosh crooked here. Okay, so then we see like another level. So we've got the pretty paper, Early Espresso, very vanilla, and then now I'm nervous. Mossy Meadow. There we go. Like I have to concentrate extra hard on that green name so I get the right one. Hello there, Joyce. Good to see you on here. Okay, so now what I've done with this strip here is cut down a piece of very vanilla, 1 inch by 3 1/4, and I'm just going to put Thinking of You. I think I had like Get Well Soon and just different sentiments too that would fit nicely on there. But this also, with it being 1 inch by 3 1/4, gives you quite a bit of space to put a nice sized sentiment. If you want to do like with this one, you could do wedding or anniversary or something like that too. And then I'm just going to take my adhesive, and this card doesn't have any dimensionals. It's very rare that I design a card that doesn't have dimensionals or mini glue dots. And this one doesn't have any die cutting either. So we're kind of missing a lot of those components that I just feel like I have to automatically have out and ready. So that kind of makes it a nice beginner fun fold too, where you could take all this pretty paper that you've been stashing away and such. Now for this card, my sample card here, I use the Basic Beige Classic Ribbon. And because I love choices, I also let people choose from the gold striped mesh ribbon. And this is kind of fun too. And I was a little bit leery with kind of this vintage postcard look that, yeah, somebody, I think it was Elizabeth, mentioned it looks like vintage, like Victorian. And I thought, is this going to be too kind of razzle dazzle for a vintage look? but yet when I put it on there, it kind of reminds me of that era of something that would be super special for the ribbon. So yeah, thanks Pam. It is such a fun and easy design. I've used this design, especially when I love the designer series paper. And you guys know me, there's hardly any designer series paper that I don't love. But if I have a design that I just think the pattern's so pretty, and I want to showcase a lot of it, this is a great way to do that. So we have the thinking of you, and then we've got that opening up to you're on my mind and in my heart, but don't go anywhere because we need to add embellishments. So from that same sweet collection, the Gallery Blooms, this is where the pressed flower motifs come in. And I joked when these first came in, especially the full packs, they're a very kind of heavy, almost embellishment. Not too heavy, but when you have the whole pack, you'll definitely feel it. So sometimes when these packs have come, because of the heaviness, some of these have wanted to move. And then when they cluster, I always joke that these look like wood ticks. But that's because they also debuted when it was kind of wood tick season. Now I don't think they look near as much like wood ticks when it's this time of year, which is good because I kind of detest wood ticks. So there are two different sizes, as you can see here, a larger and a smaller, and I for this like the smaller one, especially for this design. So I'm just going to put one here on my thinking of you, and then a couple more up here, like so there. So we have 3 of them on there just to add a little bit of embellishment like so. So that's the card there, and then I'm just going to show this other sample there. And like I said, I had so much fun cutting down these card fronts out of that gallery, or beautiful gallery designer series paper, because there's so many fun choices, and so many of them, the colors coordinate so well together too. So that was really fun to see what people chose. And at some of my classes, I had like 4 different stacks of the different designs, and it was fun to see near the end of the day that there were still some of each of the designs in all 4 stacks. So that meant like people equally liked the different choices that they had as well, and they didn't go after just one of what I had laid out. So kind of fun that way. All right, let me see if I can get to this. Turn around here. There we go. So that's your Monday easy fun fold for you, and I will be back tomorrow as well. So I've got lots of content lined up, so I can't wait to keep showing you things. So expect something. I'm not sure yet what time, and I'll just be back tomorrow to show you something fun again. Thank you so much for joining in, and also thank you for those that ordered late last week with the free shipping promotion. That was really fun for me to gift back so many rewards with the scratch off tickets that I had sent out too, and it was just fun interacting with you guys, and I appreciate your loyalty to me and my small business. Thanks. Bye-bye.